get it on.
Hey everyone, Tim Norris here, aka GreyElephant, and welcome to a quick review by GreyElephant Gaming. Now before we get started in our video, let's take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. The more that we like and we share, the more that this video will show up in the recommendations, and we can try to spread the joy of board gaming to people who have not yet got to experience just how magnificent this hobby really is. Now let's get into it. We are talking about New Frontiers, the Race for the Galaxy board game by Rio Grande Games. I had bought this a while back, and well, let's try to learn more about it, right? Let's head over to BoardGameGeek.com. Let's type in New Frontiers, and we see that the full credits are Tom Lehman, the designer, and the artist, blah, blah, blah. And if we also see, we notice that there have been 988 people who have rated this game so far for an average of, let's just round it up to 8.0. And if we make it an 8, we see that that means that most people suggest that this game is very good and they enjoy playing and suggest it. It does play between 2 to 5 players. It ranks medium, almost to the medium heavy category. People who have liked this game have also liked Brass Birmingham, Yokohama, Concordia, London, Feast for Odin, and Roll for the Galaxy. Now, what are my thoughts on this game? Well, my thoughts are this. I really enjoy the tons of variety that this game gives me. Each one of the starting player boards are double-sided, so you can have kind of, you know, one side stating that you get plus military, but then you have the other side that's saying that you get bonuses for selling goods. So there's so much variety just alone in the starting tiles that I haven't even gotten into the development tiles. A lot of the development tiles to try to upgrade your empire are also double-sided. All of the 9 cost ones are double-sided, and half of the smaller development tiles are double-sided as well. This allows for you to be able to have so much variety, and then on top of that we've got a huge bag full of all kinds of planets that we can try to use to exploit, to try to build our empires up, and that too adds just a ton of variety. I have played this game now a dozen times and I've barely even scratched the surface. I haven't even played the opposite side of any of the development tiles yet. Now the player boards, we've played both sides of several of them, but the development tiles, we've always played the standard game, and then on top of that there's also another one, a style of the game where you could play with goals that you're trying to go for, and I've never even touched that part of the game yet. So tons of variety, tons of fun. I think the game does scale well, even though I lean more towards that I enjoy more just playing with 2 to 3 players. Up to 5 players, the game does do okay because most of the time you're taking your actions roughly at the same time, with the exception of the exploration and even when you're going for the development tiles and purchasing those. Each one of these times, it's like you've got, when you get like 5 people, everybody's just staring at these tiles forever, and it takes so long for it to get finished up for that action that by the time it does, you're starting to lose a bit of interest in the game. So my recommendation is keep it under 5, and I would even go about 3, 4, you're starting to push it for the number of players. 5, don't play with 5 players. It just takes too long, in my opinion. Overall, I think this game is probably my favorite Race for the Galaxy, in that family, that genre. This is probably my favorite of that. Now, I do own Roll for the Galaxy as well. I think this one is easier to teach than Roll for the Galaxy, and I have taught both of those. And I struggle more trying to teach new players Roll for the Galaxy than what I do New Frontiers. And I have taught new gamers, and I have taught even experienced gamers. Now, experienced gamers, as long as they already have Roll for the Galaxy or Race for the Galaxy under their belt, and they played that, they're going to easily be able to figure this game out because it is that intuitive. It is so close to that whole family that, you know, your explore action, your produce actions, it's all kind of the same, and that mentality that you get to follow these types of actions. Real simple to follow. But when it comes to new players, this is definitely the easier of the 3 to try to teach. From Race for the Galaxy, Roll for the Galaxy, New Frontiers, this is my recommendation. Even though it looks complicated and it looks busy and it looks like a lot of things are happening, for some reason it just goes together more smoothly than any of the other 2, in my opinion. I love the game, but you know, truthfully, it's not necessarily a game for everybody, and I can totally understand that. And so what I did is I created a whole separate video of a playthrough that's going to show this game in action, but give you a much greater understanding on how this game plays. It's more of a tutorial, but I'll be playing by myself with 2 of the player boards, and I'm going to take you step through step and explain exactly what I'm doing so that you get a great understanding on how this game plays, and more importantly, if it is a game for you. So go check out that playthrough, and as usual, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.